What's not to love when it comes to lumpia? Crispy and flaky on the outside, juicy and tender on the inside. It's truly a party in every bite. Whether you enjoy this popular Filipino finger food as a snack or main course, lumpia is a total crowd pleaser at any family gathering. So from our family to yours, we're excited to share our favorite way of making lumpia. The word lumpia translates to spring roll in several languages. It's evolved from many Asian cultures, so there's a variety of ways to make it. Traditional fried lumpia usually refers to Shanghai lumpia or lumpiang Shanghai. It's the most popular version. We also think it's the easiest one to make. Lumpiang toge, or sometimes spelled toge or lumpiang gulay, is fried like lumpiang Shanghai, but the roll is bigger. It's served with white vinegar mixed with garlic, onions, and black pepper. The filling usually consists of vegetables like julienne carrots, bean sprouts, sautéed pork, shrimp, or both. Fresh lumpia, also known as lumpiang sariwa or lumpiang ubod, is not fried, but wrapped in something like a crepe. This version is typically filled with meat, but can easily be vegetarian or vegan like this one. It's commonly served with peanut sauce and topped with crushed peanuts. Now, turon isn't considered a version of lumpia by everyone. We think this can pass for a lumpia, but it's sweet. A saba banana, which closely resembles a plantain, is wrapped in a lumpia wrapper with jackfruit and sugar, then fried. You probably guessed which version we're making today. We're sticking with the classic lumpiang Shanghai. When it comes to selecting a protein for our lumpiang Shanghai, we tried pork, chicken, beef, and even plant-based meat substitutes. Some people add shrimp to the pork. We love this combo, so if you're into it, go for it. Just make sure to coarsely chop the shrimp. Today we're going with ground pork. Don't worry about cooking your meat prior to wrapping. If your meat is pre-cooked, it will be harder to wrap because it won't bind with the other ingredients. The meat will cook during frying. The key to a good filling are balanced flavors and enough vegetables to keep our protein moist and tender. In our recipe, we're using carrots, sweet onions, and water chestnuts. Water chestnuts are going to give our lumpia a nice crunch and moisture. You can chop these vegetables on your own or simply throw them in a food processor and pulse. Just don't puree them. They should look like this. Toss this in a bowl with our ground pork and add some thinly sliced green onions, garlic, soy sauce, Knorr seasoning, sugar, black pepper, and a large egg that's been lightly beaten. We recommend using a fork to mix everything together to avoid overmixing. Overmixing our filling can make the meat tough. Then cover the bowl in plastic wrap and pop it in the fridge to chill for 1 hour. Time to talk wrappers. You can make your own lumpia wrappers if you have the time, but store-bought lumpia wrappers from your local Filipino or Asian market are great options and more convenient. Lumpia wrappers are often referred to as spring roll wrappers, but don't confuse them with fresh spring roll wrappers. Fresh spring roll wrappers or rice paper are thin like lumpia wrappers, but they're clear and typically not cooked. We recommend using the standard, traditional 9-inch round lumpia wrappers. Be sure to pull all the wrappers apart before you start rolling. This will help speed up the assembly process. To keep your wrappers from drying out, cover them with a slightly damp towel or plastic wrap so they don't dry out. If you don't do this, the wrappers will fall apart as you roll them. The last thing we need to do is make a slurry. This acts as a glue and keeps our lumpia intact when it's fried. Egg wash also works. We did a test with just water, but found that the wrappers unraveled. To make the slurry, combine a bit of flour with water, and now we're ready for the fun part. Place a wrapper on a large work surface and spoon 5 tablespoons of the filling inside. You might think the more filling, the better here, but it's a delicate balance. The wrapper and the filling have to complement and support each other, like a pie crust to its apple filling and corn tortilla to its pibil. Now when it comes to rolling, it's a lot like rolling a cigar or a cigarette. Fold the bottom half of the wrapper on top of the filling and push and tuck the top half onto the filling. Roll the filling forward away from you, then apply the slurry onto the top edge of the wrapper and roll completely to seal. And we did it! It's that simple. In most Filipino households, you'll get an army of people to help you with this part. So recruit friends or family when you're making these. We promise they'll love it. Once rolling is complete, we would like to cut them into smaller pieces. We found they are easier to fry this way, but you can definitely leave them long. Either way, they'll taste great. Now, a lot of families like to freeze them to fry later for a party or a quick dinner or snack. To do this, set them on a sheet tray in a single layer, not touching, and freeze for about 2 to 3 hours. Once frozen, transfer them to a sealed container and you can store them in the freezer for 3 to 4 weeks max. However, we want to eat them now, so it's time to fry. In a heavy bottom pot, pour canola oil until it reaches 1 inch high and heat until it reaches 375 degrees Fahrenheit. Once it's hot enough, gently place some lumpia in the oil. Don't overcrowd the pan. We want to make sure they cook evenly. Let them fry for about 5 to 7 minutes. You know they are ready when they look like this, perfectly golden brown. Set them on a cooling rack lined with paper towels to absorb any excess oil. Bring the oil back up to 375 degrees Fahrenheit to ensure they get just as crispy. Man, this smells like our family birthday parties when I was growing up. We'll keep doing this until all our lumpia is fried. When it comes time to serve, lumpia would not be complete without a dipping sauce. Lumpia in Shanghai is often paired with something that is both sweet and tangy, like banana ketchup, sweet chili sauce, or sweet and sour sauce. So pick whatever is your favorite, and it's time to dig in. Grab one of those flaky rolls of goodness, generously dip it in your sauce, and enjoy. We hope you give this recipe a try, and let us know in the comments what your favorite kind of lumpia is. To find this recipe and many more, visit tasty.co.
Oh, yes!